All right, so we'll go on to the next topic, guys. We have a big event coming out next Sunday. Dan, you want to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, so next weekend it's going to be Comic-Con.
Nerd Week.
Nerd alert. So with Comic-Con, obviously comes rumors and possible spoilers to be done, and of course, who's one of the main biggest people to show up on the scene, none other than Marvel and Paul H. So for us, we want to go ahead and join in on the crazy talk, the rumor mill. We're gonna jump on in head first. And one of the secret panelists that is rumored to be showing up is actually Keanu Reeves. So this is a huge grab. We already know that Marvel has been trying, consistently trying to just go after it, diligently after.
Because Keanu Reeves is a big deal now.
He's on top of the world right now, too. And
he's so hot right now.
He's so hot right now. And, for me, personally, I'm just excited to see what role he might be playing. The big talks right now are for the Eternals. But he always stated that he wanted to be in a Wolverine. He always wanted to be recast as Wolverine, or another role of a character that is recurring, that's long term, not just like a one-off.
He wants to come. He wants to be.
He wants to be consistently and continuous.
Part of the Marvel
universe. He really does want to be part. And they'd be dumb not to. I mean, you had the dreams. Maybe if it was for Eternals, and if you do plan on keeping that character, but if you don't, man, recast it. Do what the man does. Man.
Well, back a few months ago when John Wick came out, when it was about to come out, and it was being like he's like the first. There was a big film out there. What's his name? Kevin Feige started talking about how he would love to have him, like someone he was doing a press junket for something, and they asked him that, and I mean they've been working on that for a while. I think Keanu would serve best as a kind of a mystic level magician type of person, in my opinion. I just like how he's like so zen, like he has like really just centered and he's peaceful and stuff like that. I just love that. So,
yeah, he does seem more as centered as a character. I don't see him aggressive like a Wolverine character would.
I think Keanu Reeves would be great. I think what right now a lot of people are thinking is Keanu Reeves is coming off of John Wick 3. He was in Toy Story as Captain Kaboom, and he's just been doing a lot of great things. And so he's everywhere. So obviously you want a great actor to be playing one of these people. And he's definitely speculated to be playing, and definitely in talks with Kevin Feige about playing the main character in the Eternals. And that's already been confirmed as far as that meeting's now. What is he going to take it? Is another story. But I know there's also been other rumors as well. But I mean, that's the one that's really the one out there right now.
I think that from what I'm expecting from Comic-Con the most, and I know like Marvel is a big studio and stuff like that, and I'm now that the Fox merger came and is now done. Like it's literally a real thing now. Yeah. And I know that sometimes the studios have said that maybe they're not gonna really work on it until like a few years from now. But just an announcement like, hey, we're actively working on Fantastic Four. Yeah. Now, like that movie. In my for me growing up, I feel like I remember that movie and like really being hyped up about it, but then walking out of the theater super bummed out because it sucked. So and I remember seeing Fantastic Four coming out in cartoons and stuff like that in the 90s, and they were like super cool. Like I really want Marvel to take over that franchise and just like, man, that could be the next big X-Men. Like that's literally, I think. Yeah, they're the future of Marvel, in my opinion. Like Doctor Doom, Silver Surfer, all that stuff, dude. Like, I mean,
oh my gosh,
man, I hope that that comes out of Comic-Con. That'd be great.
The biggest thing for me if Spiderman, obviously, there's Black Panther and what's going on there. DC is not going to be at Comic-Con, but there's a lot of stuff that's going on with Prey of Birds with Margot Robbie, and I don't know why they decided not to be at Comic-Con. Yeah. I'm sure it has to do with something with Marvel and what they're doing, and
I think they're
all these other things.
I
think so too.
I think DC is like really restructuring.
So, but do you think that they're restructuring to the point where it's going to be ready. The restructure is going to be ready. Because if they're restructuring and they're willing to not come out at Comic-Con this year, then next year for Comic-Con, dude, it's going to be, it has to be like.
They're going to come out with the big guns, dude. They're going to show Flash. They're going to bring back, well, they have Wonder Woman already in the slate, but I think that they're going to bring back, they're going to show like.
Darkseid tease.
Batman. Matt Reeves,
Robert
Patterson, which I'm still iffy about it. I have to watch more of his movies. I really don't have an opinion anymore.
I could kind of see
I'm like 50-50 there, but I think DC's gonna hit a home run, but next year. This year is not DC's year.
What movie would you wish to be in?
I honestly, man, I'm really looking forward because I loved Spider-Man so much, man. I really want to know what the next what the next villain is. And
I feel like it's too soon to be honest.
To be honest, dude, if they bring back somehow Doc Ock, I would be really. I would lose my mind. That's how much. Like if they bring back, you know how much I love the Sam Raimi.
You really like Spider-Man too, huh?
I really like.
It's one of the.
To me, it's one of the.
I've always
it's considered
like
one of the best.
I feel like it's good, but I just feel like there's better comic book.
I think Doc Ock did really great. It was played by Fran Molina, and he did just such a great at the time when it came out. It was just something that was like, wow, I never thought they could do that with Doc Ock.
Good graphics, good shooting. I really like the way they shot the fighting. Like it was. Like that's how it would be if you fought Doc Ock.
And one more thing, dude, if they announce this
stones and
if they announce this one thing at Comic-Con, I will sleep really well that night. If they say that the Spider-Man is going to go somehow into the Venom world, into the Venom movie that and it's going to be created for. But I'm sorry, I'm trying to contain myself. If that happens, I might faint. But yeah,
it might happen. Dude.
Well, the possible villain that is speculated is Kraven the Hunter.
I heard about
I think
that.
if played right, I think that it could definitely be playing well, and that would set up the Sinister Six because Dimitri, who was remember Ant-Man's line where he's like, you didn't know he was talking about Shield in Endgame. He's like. He told Captain America, "Is like those look like bad guys. Like, how do you not know?"
Oh yeah. I remember,
so Dimitri, like back to that little, that little tag, or he was just like, yeah, Dimitri looked like a bad guy, and not to get too much into it, but Dimitri is the real name of stepbrother of Kraven the Hunter. Sorry, and he actually plays Chameleon, who can shapeshift pretty much, and we have scrolls coming out at the end of Spider-Man.
So that guy that was in Endgame, he could be Chameleon. Is that what you're saying?
The guy in Homecoming.
Oh,
Far From Home.
And so they did say with him,
the big
what's his name again? Craven
the Hunter.
Craven the Hunter.
Yeah.
They said that he's gonna probably be in the next Venom. Is what they're thinking that if they introduce him, if they're gonna use that, it's been speculated that.
So for those who don't know who Kraven is, he's like a super hunter. Yeah, he's like an alpha hunter pretty much. He loves to hunt for fun, but only like the rarest of prey.
Big game, And so I could see him going after, what, I've done all these, and why not go after like another superhero or however he would think it.
But how would they do that though if they get Kraven inside of Venom and make Spider-Man a nemesis? But then what would that mean for everything else in the MCU? Is what I'm wondering as to if I have a doubt of it not happening.
It's got to be one or the other. But even if they did come somehow. There's been numerous times where Spider-Man and Venom have teamed up for
that's
various
true.
reasons. So
that is true.
Yeah, because
that's so true.
That's tough because Venom was definitely portrayed as like a decent guy trying to do the right thing, as opposed to like being power hungry,
an anti-hero.
An anti-hero. So they have to do something. There has to be another movie where you introduce or you see a turn in Eddie Brock, like from.
I could already see the movie being made, dude. Obviously, they're going to make them fight in the beginning of the movie, and somehow they're going to put their forces together or something. I don't know.
Something. Who would you like to see play Kraven the Hunter?
That's too much. Too many actors.
There's too many, dude. There's one that comes up to mind right away because he looks like him.
Hey, Dave Bautista.
Oh, that's a good one.
Batista, man.
Play two roles?
I'm thinking of another WWE star, the one that came out on The Longest Shot. Remember?
Oh, the Longest Yard.
The Longest Yard, yes, with Adam Sandler. Remember
Yeah.
Goldberg?
the guy that not
That's
Goldberg.
too-
He
he's-
plays the little ping ball that they're really scared of him.
Oh, yeah, that's
I
the
forget
great
his-
Khali, the great Khali.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
He
He's
went
too
yeah,
wobbly
trips.
though.
Yeah. I'm with you on it. I think that was his acting though. I think that's his acting.
Maybe.
But yeah, I think I can see that.
He might not be a good actor though, the guy,
I have
because he didn't have a
one-
lot
Ray
of
Batista couldn't
words.
be it.
I have one actor who I could see playing a couple of characters in the MCU, but one of them I think be a little smaller in stature, but I mean they've changed statures for characters like Wolverine and Hugh Jackman, but I think Luke Evans, who plays the Immortals, Shaw's brother, right?
Yeah.
So
He looks like a bad guy.
yeah, he looks like a bad guy. He definitely. Or if you've seen
there's
the
a lot
most
of
recent
stuff.
movie, Adam Sandler, that Whodunit spy game that he.
No, I haven't.
So it's on
Is that
Netflix right now.
Yeah,
With,
with Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston, but
Yeah.
he's also in that movie. I think I don't know. He kind of has.
Was that any good?
I liked it.
I haven't seen it.
It was
yet.
funny.
My wife saw it.